Greetings, travelers, and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my castle, or my home, as some may call it. And today, oh boy, do I have a story for you. Now this story, it surely is a doozy. But I won't spoil. No. Without further ado, I bring you to what if Naruto was betrayed and question mark. I did that. Now I put the 3 question marks there because I didn't exactly know what to name this correctly without it taking up the whole frigging text bar. And without it taking up the whole title bar. So, I just did this because it was probably the best time saver, and as well as, it also sounded kind of good and mysterious. So, without any further ado, let's begin. We begin our story off many years ago. Well, not many years ago. More like what seemed like many years ago. Naruto, a very powerful shinobi. He was eating a bowl of ramen with one of his closest comrades, Teiuchi. Teiuchi, he was by public a normal noodle salesman. But when he was private and alone, Teiuchi was a legendary being. The Sage of 6 Bowls. A godlike creature indeed. But enough about Teiuchi. Back to Naruto. Naruto was eating a delicious bowl of spicy ramen when suddenly a pink-haired banshee appeared out of nowhere. The pink-haired banshee used Sonic Screech. It was super effective. Naruto would then turn to the side and say, "What do you want? What do you want, Sakura-chan?" She then said, "The Hokage wants you." And so the two would walk up to Kakashi Hatake's office. Yes, this is during the time period of Kakashi being the 6th Hokage. After defeating what was basically an actual god, Konoha had felt as if it was the pinnacle of the world, and it was its most important place. After all, Naruto and Sasuke were born in the Leaf Village, and many thought it was that place that they learned the skills to become the strongest ninja in the world. But boy, were they wrong. And so Kakashi was the strongest and was thought to be one of the strongest ninja alive, although, in all fairness, he's just a man. a mortal one at that. Kakashi would be would be brought to how do I see it? No, Naruto would be brought to Kakashi's office. Kakashi would then smile in front of Naruto, wider than Naruto's ever seen him smile, and he'd say, "Hey, Naruto, today is a very important mission. It cannot go without a hitch. It has to go without a hitch, got it?" Naruto would then nod, as Kakashi would then smile even wider, and would grin even wider, as he'd then say, Sasuke has gone missing. His last reported coordinates were. Hold on. Sorry about that. As Kakashi would then say, Sasuke was on a trading mission, but he hasn't been seen in 3 weeks. The mission itself was supposed to take 3 days. Since you're the second strongest ninja here aside from him, I thought maybe you should go do it. Naruto then said, right away, Kakashi-sensei. As Naruto had begun his trek. Kakashi then, as Naruto left, Kakashi then smiled a wide, creepy grin. As he then sent some sort of message via bird and said, the demon has taken the bait. I repeat, the demon has taken the bait. As a crow would then fly off with the message in hand, eventually reaching Sasuke, who, once Naruto reached the area, he would then proceed to lead Naruto to a giant sort of covered area where at first it seemed very dark until flaming torches lit the way out of this giant cavern, only for Naruto to see everyone. All of Team 7, Kakashi, all of the other Jonin Sensei, all the Rookie 12 even. Aside from Naruto, of course. Even Hanada. They were all there. They then started boasting about how Naruto was just a weak demon holding everyone back, and that he should be put down. Naruto, being terrified, tried to run, but Sasuke then kicked Naruto right into a wall. As Sasuke would then say, "Finally, you weakling, I will finally achieve my dream. I will become the Hokage. And I've already achieved one of my 3 dreams. The first was to kill Itachi. The second is to revive my clan. And the third is to become Hokage. You, however, are nothing but a barrier in my way, an obstacle, one I must cut down." As Naruto would then try running to survive, I have Sasuke, as the cave had chakra draining seals all over them, which only worked on Uzumakis for some strange reason. Hashirama created them, basically to keep Mito under control, while he slowly gained control over Konoha, and eventually, by keeping Mito docile and weak, he was able to take control over even the Uzumaki clan. Madara, of course, knew this and wanted to beat the shit out of Hashirama for his stupidity. And, well, malicious intentions. However, everyone spun the tale for Madara being the bad guy. But that's aside from the point. Now y'all are probably wondering, wait a minute. Isn't Hashirama the reincarnation of Ashura? Because if that is, and isn't Madara the reincarnation of Indra, then if that's how it was, why the hell isn't Sasuke the one being beaten up right now? My answer to that is simply, well, how do I explain it? Pretty much, Ashura decided to take over an Uchiha and decided to reincarnate as an Uchiha, whilst Indra decided to reincarnate as a, well, Uzumaki. Neither knew about the switch, so they were expecting to be in the same clans. Not even Hagoromo himself knew about the switch. However, that's aside the point. Naruto was trying to run as Sasuke would then, right from behind Naruto, activate some sort of strange... Hold on! As Sasuke had created what could only be guessed as a much larger version of a Chidori, which everyone was confused about and had no idea what it was. Naruto, on the other hand, stared at the attack, remembering what it was. Kirin, said Sasuke, as the giant dragon then rushed towards Naruto, going right through his chest, creating a much larger hole that looked like basically his entire torso was blown through by something 10 times the size of of one of the world's largest cannonballs. So yeah, pain is pretty much what Naruto is feeling. But due to Kurama's chakra, Naruto is slowly healing. Just the problem is that due to the seals draining Kurama's chakra and draining Kurama in Naruto's chakra, he can only keep Naruto alive for a little bit, while Sasuke's attack is shutting down all of his nerves and organs. Sasuke then said, time to get rid of you, finally filth. And Sasuke would then open his eye and would say, as he then opened his Rinnegan and then teleport Naruto somewhere unknown, using his Rinnegan, creating a portal. As we go to Naruto, who is flying throughout the air. Well, not air, really. More like dimensions. Till he reaches a strange-looking one. And he falls out of the sky. And he is falling fast. I mean really freaking fast. He hits the ground with a large boom, creating a crater. Now, two nearby women hear this explosion of sorts. And so, two women walk up to the otherwise dead and the almost dead Naruto. As the youngest of the women, a woman with blue hair and in a black and blue outfit, says, "What the hell happened to him?" As then the red one, as in a girl in red and black clothing, said, help me get him back to the headquarters." As the two would carry Naruto on their shoulders and bring him to an unknown place. Or at least Naruto knew nothing about. When Naruto awoke, he saw before him two girls and said, "Where the hell am I? And who are you? Are you new members of the Akatsuki? Are you a remade Akatsuki? Are you trying to take the Nine Tails?" The two girls were confused and said, Excuse me, what the Jamba are the Akatsuki, and what the Void Termina are the Akatsuki, and what the hell is Nine Tails? Naruto then quickly mentally noted off that these girls were not part of the Akatsuki because they had no idea what a friggin' Nine Tails was. Showing, as he looked at their faces, showing genuine confusion. As Naruto would then say, "What village are we in?" Two would then look at him strangely and say, We are at Jamba Citadel, the headquarters of the Jimbastion mages, or just me and Francisca here. We're two very powerful mages, and we have a whole bunch of monsters and other creatures following us. As Naruto would then say, "Monsters? What do you mean? They're not like summons?" The two would then explain to Naruto a bit about their world, Jamba, a strange world filled with monsters, machines, science, and most importantly, magic. Naruto was confused as he then said, "So wait a minute, you don't have chakra? Hold on. Sorry about that." Naruto then proceeded to tell the two girls about everything. About the elemental nations. The two girls were stunned and said, "Hold on, and as the red-haired one would then say, "Hold on. You're a vessel for a extremely dangerous nine-tailed demon lord?" As Naruto would then say, "Yup, so are you gonna beat the crap out of me now?" The two would then look at Naruto with confusion and would say, "Why would you do that?" as Naruto would then explain what everyone did to him during his childhood. The two girls would then be upset and would be angry and would also be upset for Naruto. However, Naruto merely shrugged it off, showing a mask of covering his emotions. The two girls would then cry even more. However, they asked Naruto, how did he get there? And how did he get to Jamba? Naruto then explained the events which had just transpired and which had just happened. The two girls were angry. The red-haired one looked as if her eyes were made of the flaming inferno itself, while the blue one looked as if released a stare and a ice cold glare that it looked like that if looks could kill, well, Naruto would be in a ice age right now, and a ice statue. As Naruto would then say, so, what are your names? As the two would look at Naruto and would say, and would nod. As the red-haired one would say, I am Flamberge, the mage and the general of fire. The infernal mage general of fire. The strongest mage in this world, and the strongest mage in Jamba. As then the other would say, I'm Francisca. I'm the second strongest mage in all of Jamba. I am the Ice and Frost General, Mage General. As the two would then say at the same time, and we're the Mage Sisters. As Naruto would then say, I am Uzumaki Naruto. I'm Uzumaki Naruto, one of the strongest ninja in the elemental nations. Well, second strongest. The first is a guy named Sasuke. He basically betrayed me and almost killed me. Thank you for healing me. As the two would say, no problem. As Naruto would then try to speak to Kurama, but instead of speaking to Kurama, when he went to his mindscape, it would appear to be a strange place. His entire mindscape, instead of looking like a sewer or anything else remotely to that, it appeared to be a ginormous cave, not made of ice, nor stone, nor fire, or vines. No, a cave made of only lightning, strange rainbow-colored lightning. Lightning that looked as if it was some sort of crystal, which held every single color of the rainbow inside. Naruto didn't see anything else, or hear anything else, other than the noises which the bolts of electricity and which the bolts of lightning made as they zapped across the giant crystalline electric cave. Naruto, being confused, decided to leave his mindscape. The two girls wanted to see some of Naruto's jutsu. However, he said he'd show them when he thought he could trust them, which was actually really quick. We skip about a month later. Naruto had promised to show them one of his jutsu It was his own homemade jutsu, Naruto said. As Naruto would then say, it is originally called, and I originally called it the gender transformation jutsu. However, well, however, in order to keep up the disguise of looking like a weak, dumb freak, I had to give it a stupid name. And so, I show you the sexy jutsu. As Naruto would then put his hands together, along with a couple of hand seals, and poof, as smoke would clear and Naruto would be female. And, well, this time she would actually be surrounded in a white sort of robe. Not robe, more like a white hospital gown, just without looking like it's a hospital gown. As the two sisters would say, "Whoa, that skill looks amazing. How long did it take you to make it?" As Naruto then said, "It took me a week. I simply had to research all of the functions of both the male organism and the female organism. Then, I was able to use that as the blueprints for this jutsu. It works on men and females. However, only if they have chakra." As the two sisters would then get bummed out and would then say, "Dang." As the Naruto would then say, "Anywho, that's enough demonstration for now." As Naruto would then try to cancel the jutsu, however, it wouldn't work. As Naruto would then say, "That's weird. Perhaps if I Rasengan myself in the chest, it'll jumpstart my chakra." As Naruto would then try to create a Rasengan, but nothing happened. Well, something did happen, just not what Naruto was expecting. Instead of creating a Rasengan, he created a yellow orb of electricity. Naruto was confused about this. Anyone would be. As he then said, "Why are my skills weakened? And why can't I use my chakra? Why can't I talk to Kurama?" As Naruto would then say, "I know, I can just go check my chakra pool." As he would then go to his mindscape, and once more. This time he would travel through a certain route throughout the ginormous electric crystalline cave. However, what he saw confused the living hell out of him. What Naruto saw was instead of a pool of chakra, which is normally blue, but since he obviously had Kurama, it was usually purple. It was like a ginormous lake which covered a about 15-mile radius. However, in front of Naruto was an electric yellow ocean, which spanned even farther than his chakra pools could ever. Naruto, being confused as hell, asked himself what's going on. As he would then wake up in Jamba out of his mindscape. The two sisters would then say, "Well, We didn't know anything like this would happen, but we were kind of planning to give you something since, we kind of trust you and you're kind of like a sibling to us. So, voila. Behold, as they then show Naruto a yellow and black suit of a yellow and black and yellow and black pieces of clothing, as they then say, we were planning on giving you these as a honorary Jamba, a honorary mage sister, or mage sibling since you were a male, but because you're a guy, and because you're now a girl, it's best to give it to you unaltered. As Naruto would then put on the clothes, and would say how I look. The two girls would then nosebleed and would then say amazing. As we skip a year later, Naruto has gotten less and has forgotten more and more of himself, even forgetting he is a male, or ever was a male. Even forgetting the elemental nations, thinking that he was born in Jamba, and thinking that she was born in Jamba. Eventually, she created the Partisan. A strange weapon, which allowed her to channel the abilities which she had over electricity, storms, and lightning much better. However, the two sisters didn't exactly expect this to happen, but they welcomed it. I think as they even began telling Naruto that she was their blood sister. And eventually, such became so. As due to being not only on Jamba, but in the realm of dreams, the realm of fantasies, is the realm of wishes. Well, their desires eventually twisted, and their desires for Naruto to basically be their sister eventually twisted the world so much, and twisted the fabric of their reality so much, that it even made Naruto blood related to them. Naruto eventually changed her name to Zen Partisan. The Storm Mage. And the Electrical Storm Mage. No, wait. The Lightning Storm Mage. Sister. And Lightning Storm Mage General. Zen Partisan. The strongest of all magic users. That was until 4 years later, and that was until 3 years later, when they would meet the most annoying fluffy puffball they've ever met. Kirby. A young child blessed with the power to be able to eat anything and anyone, and gain abilities from that thing or person. The three mage sisters dished out all they had at Kirby, but it was no use. Kirby was just basically a god compared to them. Whatever they threw, he just ate and threw back harder. And eventually they stopped. He stopped the three mage sisters' plan of reviving an extremely evil, dark deity. Yes, in this Seiyu, Highness is non-existent. And so, the three were, well, basically, the three made friends with Kirby and his friends. Peace was finally established. Nothing could go wrong. Right? Wrong. Marx and Magalore, Magalore, extremely powerful, once evil creature, wanted to play a prank on the three mage sisters. And so, he did what any good prankster would do. He created a black hole / portal behind them. I'm on top of them while they slept in their beds, which all three of their beds are literally right next to each other in the same exact room. And they were teleported to an unknown realm, which Magalore didn't know of. When the three awoke, they were in a new place, a much stranger place. Magic didn't exactly... their magic wasn't affected because magic was much stronger than whatever the strange force was. However, they saw people using all sorts of strange abilities instead of just one single magic ability. The three confused sisters eventually got attacked by a band of thugs and bandits trying to attack them and steal whatever money they had. The three basically just blinked, and the bandits were non-existent at that point. This was done just as a show of power. The three mage sisters were forces not to be trifled with, and the only one who was capable of trifling with them was Kirby. Hell, without Kirby, his friends would not have been able to defeat them. Because, well, the three were extremely resilient, extremely powerful, and extremely intelligent. Now, while Zen Partisan didn't know much about this strange world, the other two almost instantly caught on. They were brought to the Elemental Nations, a place that Naruto, now Zen Partisan, had told them about before she forgot her memories and became a girl. The three would walk very far till they reached a strange gate. They would see two people at the top of the gate, and they would then, as the two people would look at the three sisters and would say, "Hey, what's your business here?" As the three would then say, "Let us in or else," showing off, releasing just 1% of their bloodlust, almost shattering the very gate itself. The gate guards then opened the gates and allowed them in. The three were confused. Zen Partisan was confused, but the other two requested to see the strongest warrior in the village. They were brought to... Hold on. Sorry about that. As the three would be brought to a very tall up tower. As they would reach the main office, as a man would then get up from his seat, as he would then say, "You must be the three travelers I've heard. You must be the three strangers that have recently entered our village. Welcome. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I'm the seventh Hokage, or the seventh village leader. I'm also the strongest warrior here." For some reason, Zen Partisan got angry seeing Sasuke and said, I challenge you to a fight. Nothing much, just a simple spar. As then Sasuke would say, very well. But I'll warn you, I am extremely dangerous with not only the arts of fire jutsu, but lightning style as well. As Flambridge would then say, really? I'm all about fire type attacks. And Zen Partisan, my sister here, the one with the yellow hair, is all about lightning. So, how about it be 2 against 1? As Sasuke, then feeling boisterous, would then say, alright, but we need some rewards. As Sasuke would then say, what do you guys want? And what do you girls want? As Zen Partisan, the other two, would then say, how about 50% of your entire village's savings, but 50% of all your village's savings, then a brand new temple, a 13-story temple, being built for us specifically, not one you've loaned. We want it built brand new. And, yeah. We also want, yeah. Nothing else, really. As then Sasuke would then say, very well. As I then say, now what do you want? As he'd then say, simple. I want all 3 of you to be my wives if I win. As Sasuke would then say, feeling very boisterous. As the two sisters would then nod, as Francisca would then slowly nod. As the Flamberge and Zen Partisan would then say, deal. As we skip a couple hours, as we are at the Chunin exam arena, Sasuke is prepared is in his battle armor, and is in his battle clothes with a katana and a couple of other weapons. Whereas the other 3 are simply in their outfits. As Sasuke would then tell everyone the terms of the deal. Over 50% of all of Konohagakure's, all of the Land of Fire's finances, and all the Land of Fire's currency. Over 50%. The Fire Lord and the Fire Daimyo felt very worrisome, as he sensed the 3 girls were nothing ordinary, and they could possibly beat Sasuke. So, before he could object, Sasuke would then say, They also want a 13-story tall. They also want a 13-story tall, extremely large temple built in their honor. As then the fire daimyo would then say, "And what, O great Sasuke? And what, O great Lord Seventh? What are you getting out of this?" As Sasuke would then say, "Simple. If I win in a fight against if I win the fight against two of them, I get to marry all three. And they have to obey my every single word." As the fire daimyo would then say, "That is a very risky deal, young man. And that is a very risky deal, Lord Third and Lord Seventh. But if you think you have it in the bag, then I will okay this." As Sasuke would then say, "Prepare to become my wife. I'm prepared to become my maids and prepared to become my wives / maids / slaves." As the three, he would then look at Sasuke enraged. As Francisco would then say, "Beat his butt for me." As Flamberge and Zen Partisan would walk in front of Sasuke and an entire crowd of over 1 million people. Not just ninjas, but commoners too. Not just the Land of Fire either, all of the elemental nations. As Sasuke would then say, "Prepare to be defeated. And prepare to be defeated." He said, as he would then teleport I'm right behind them. But as he teleported, he then saw Zen Partisan's partisan. A partisan is a type of spear, right at his neck. Sasuke would then exchange places with Flamberge, as Zen Partisan would stop her attack. And Sasuke would then say, "Behold, fire style, majestic destroyer flame," as he would create a ginormous breath of flames covering the entire arena. Everyone thinking the battle is over. However, when the flames settled, we see Zen Partisan and Flamberge perfectly fine. Their clothes aren't even burnt. As Zen Partisan would say, "You're starting to piss me off. Is this really the best you got? Flamberge, show him whose flames are hotter." As Flamberge would say, "Got it, sis." As she would then summon her sword of Flamberge, a type of sword, as she would then stab it into the ground, causing lava and fire to burst from the blade through the earth and out of the cracks which were made. Sasuke, he would then say, "Kirin!" And as he then said, "Chidori!" Spam, as he'd begin spamming the hell out of the Chidori, trying to attack Flamberge and Zen Partisan. Zen Partisan would say, "Is that what you call lightning? Pathetic." She would then summon a strange sort of drum halo behind her. As she would then move it in front of her and would put her spear through the halo, as suddenly from the ring of the halo, an extremely large amount of lightning would generate, and even nearby lightning, even lightning from the clouds, would be yanked into the halo, as in the middle of it, the spear would begin and becoming supercharged. As 10 times the speed of light, Zen Partisan's spear, or partisan, would be shot right at Sasuke, hitting him in the arm, as Sasuke would then say, "Is that the best you got? You absorbed all that energy for that tiny attack?" As then, and as Zen Partisan would say, "It's not over yet." And the attack isn't even finished. As Zen Partisan and would then point to the halo, which would then blast from it extremely large amount of rainbow-colored lightning, blasting forth, creating some sort of Kamehameha beam, basically. Even frying off Sasuke's entire arm and part of his shoulder. As Sasuke, his replacement arm for his lost one, would be basically blown to bits. As Sasuke would then say, are you serious? Now I have to fight one-handed again. Damn it! As Sasuke would then try all of his underhanded attacks. The Chidori, Ori, Fireball Jutsus, Amaterasu, spamming the hell of his Sharingan and Renegon, trying to win, but easily being blocked. As Flamberge would then spawn in what appeared to be a ginormous cannon with a rope at the end. Sasuke tried cutting the rope, thinking the rope would set ablaze and cause the thing to go kaboom. However, when he cut the rope, he didn't realize that the device and that the ginormous cannon then blasted out an extremely large amount of lava and flames towards him. Sasuke barely could dodge the amazingly large, destructive attack. As Sasuke would then say, "Is that the best you got?" As Zen Partisan would then say, "Not by a long shot." As she would then begin flinging giant orbs of lightning out of nowhere. As Flamberge would then split her and would then create 6 copies of her sword. Now she has 7 Flamberge swords. As she would begin launching them all across the arena, and sorry. Jeez. As Flamberge's swords would then all burst into pillars of lava. As we go a couple of hours later, Sasuke would still be trying to win in the fight, but would be easily being defeated. Sasuke would then think that the reason the third girl was not in the fight with them was because she was simply too weak. And so, whilst his stupidity basically ran his brain, he teleported behind and he used his Renegon to replace a piece of dust behind Francisca, as he would then well, try to attack her with an extremely large fireball. With his, not a large fireball, with his sword. No, not a sword. As he then say, Kieran! And as he'd say, Kieran, this brought back, this put Zen Partisan into some sort of warpath mode. As she would then, and as what seemed to be a rainbow Eastern dragon, a rainbow light Eastern dragon made out of rainbow lightning would form around Zen Partisan. As she would then say, "Do not touch my sister with your filthy, weak-ass dragon attack." As then, and storm clouds would be summoned out of nowhere and out of thin air, as giant pillars of lightning would burst down, blasting towards Sasuke, who would try using Kieran once more. However, Kieran would be nothing to Zen Partisan's amazing attack, as her spear would seem as if it elongated 100 times longer and became 100 times larger and longer, as she would then be using her utterly disrespectful range to make a fool out of Sasuke. As just as Sasuke thought he was, and just as they thought Sasuke was defeated, he had, for good measure, out of nowhere, a ginormous axe, snowflake-shaped axe blade had spun and hit Sasuke right in the nuts, causing Sasuke to scream. As the fire daimyo would then say, "The winner, Zen Partisan, Flamberge, and Francisca, the three mage sisters." As the three would then bow and walk away. And that is the end of this part. I hope you all have enjoyed part 1 of What If Naruto Was Betrayed and ... Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all later. Goodbye and skadoosh.